Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Breathe Motivation. It is Tuesday. This is episode 117. So glad you guys could join us. My name is Anthony Hester. I'm the host and founder of Breathe Motivation. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great Monday. I hope we're curing the Monday blues, right? We talk about the Monday blues and, how we look at starting the week. We should start the week excited, pumped up for the opportunities to come, right? So we got to cure those Monday blues. I hope that we are doing that. I know those are tough to overcome. So I'm so excited. So tomorrow with our interview, we have an interview with Kyle Edmondson. He is the founder of Lone Star Hustle. So he features solopreneurs. So those are people that, are kind of, starting their business from ground up, and like we said, solo, right? So that's one person that kind of creates this company, and he wants to be able to feature those people on his website. I was actually a feature on there a couple weeks ago, so I was so glad to have him on here. I've known Kyle for a little bit, and actually, a couple of years now. So he actually used to work with me at a company. So it was great to see that he was creating his own business along with myself. I'm creating a business as well. So we get to bounce ideas off of each other. So it's great. So I hope you guys are excited to have Kyle on here. I think you guys are going to have a great interview tomorrow. And so today we're going to talk about progress, right? So progress. But let's recap yesterday first. So one, I owe you a quote because I didn't put a quote at the end. I always listen back to these, maybe the same day that you guys would listen to them. So let me give you the quote for yesterday. So lost is what we talked about, being lost, feeling lost, and not knowing exactly where we are. And it's okay to be lost as part of human nature, but sometimes we've got to be able to step back and look and say, why am I lost, or why am I feeling lost? And a lot of the times it's because we're not seeing success or progress. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But here's the quote. So some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost. And that's Errol Ozan. I hope I pronounced that right. But it's great. A lot of the times when we veer off the path of what we're doing, we find out more about ourselves. So don't get so caught up in the idea of being lost. I know that can be frustrating. I get frustrated. I told you about my last couple weeks with transitioning to a new career, another job, another company, and I felt lost, but it's going to make me better. So today, let's talk about progress. So let me give you the definition for progress. That is forward or onward movement toward a destination. So, oh man, I had a great conversation yesterday, and it really helped put back, life in kind of perspective for me. And, one of the biggest things, one, I think I've told you guys this. One, I'm a perfectionist, right? Or like Dr. Baker said in our interview last week on Wednesday, she is a recovering perfectionist, and I am the same, right? I get so caught up in all the small details, and I want such great success that a lot of times I lose out because I'm not focused on the progress I've made. And I think a lot of people go through this same issue is we're so focused on getting to a destination that we don't enjoy the journey. And I always tell you guys that it's our goal and our attempt is in finding your purpose and passion. You've got to enjoy the journey, right? Because you've got to be able to find what you enjoy and turn that into a full-time job or turn that into your life, right? When I look at, Breathe Motivation, my goal and my purpose is to help as many people find their purpose and passion because I struggled for years to find it. And I know that I love helping people. I love when people finally have that light bulb, like I'm sure you've seen in the cartoons or, in a show or whatever, where a light bulb pops up and it just turns on. I love seeing that reaction from people, through coaching. A lot of the times when I'm coaching people, you see that idea just, pop and, that light bulb goes off and they're like, oh my gosh, I've known that for years and I just haven't been doing it, right? So we work through that progress. And that's what we do, when I do one-on-one coaching, is we work through these things. We go through steps in finding what we enjoy doing, because a lot of times when you're in the job or you're so focused on, doing your job correctly, maybe you don't know exactly where you want to go. So that's what I do with the coaching, is to, kind of guide you along the path of finding who you are and what you want. And we, find and set goals on how to achieve that or get to that. And it's all progress, right? It's all progress. And that's one of the things what I look at is, I'm always, slow progress. And, sometimes there's slow progress. And what we got to remember is slow progress is progress, For me, I'm always wanting to have things happen. Like I'm not, one of the biggest things that I need to work on is one, perfectionism, because I'm so focused. I want things to be perfect. I want things to be great. And I get so afraid sometimes to, maybe step out. Some people have told me, hey, you need to get on camera. People are going to, really feel like they want to see you, they want to see who you are. If you're behind this microphone, people don't get to see you get to see your expressions and all of that stuff. But that's one of my kind of fears is, hey, I'm not in the best shape that I want to be in, but I got to get over that fear, right? I want to be out in front of people, and that's my goal, right? Is to show people that you can overcome fears. But back to progress. You've got to understand that sometimes progress is going to be slow, or it's going to look like it's slow, and you don't really know where you're going, or you do know where you're going because you set the goal, right? And you have a destination in mind. Now, my destination, great, I want to reach this goal, and then once I get to this destination, great, I give myself a pat on the back, and then I keep moving forward. That's the intent of a goal, is to continue to challenge yourself and to continue to find success within you. So you've got to, for me, I have to, kind of ground myself. And I think that's one of the hardest things that I have a hard time doing, is grounding myself and understanding that I'm making progress, right? So I looked at it, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm just kind of spinning my wheels in the, in the ground. Like my wheels are stuck in the mud, and I'm just, and I'm not going. And then he's like, well, you got to think about it. We've talked over the last couple of weeks, and you've done some great stuff. You got your website updated. You did that. You've gotten, your podcast moving in the direction that you want to, and you've been doing that. So you're making progress. It might not be as quick as you want it because you want things to happen like overnight. But he's like, when you look at your progress from July to now, you're moving. And you're doing great things, and people are seeing those great things, and people are enjoying this. And you've got to enjoy it. And it goes back to enjoying the journey. That's something that I always talk about, is enjoying the journey. So sometimes with this transition, with the career and all these things build up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where's all my time? Where do I have time to work on my full-time job, and where do I have time to work on this podcast or creating more content with video and whatever else that looks like? We've got to be able to understand that any progress is good progress as long as we're moving forward. Did you hear that? Because I have to tell myself that all the time. Any progress is good progress as long as we're moving forward. And we got to understand that. We are making progress. You're making progress. A lot of times people, when I look at this podcast, right, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at possibly dropping, from daily to maybe, 3 days a week or 5 days a week, because, it's such a grind, and I love doing this and I love doing it daily, but sometimes it's so taxing because I get so caught up in the progress, right? I might not be seeing progress as quickly as possible or as quick as I want to see, but I am seeing progress, right? I started at 0 listeners, and now I'm at a couple thousand listeners a week, and it's progress. And I have to, look at it and say, man, you're making progress, Anthony. Calm down, all right? Might not be, a million subscribers or just a million downloads, but with everything, it takes time, right? So I have to tell myself, be patient, right? and I think that's what we got to tell ourselves too, right? And it's the same thing when, I start like a lifestyle change as far as eating habits, right? I didn't gain, 50 pounds overnight. It took years for me to gain 50 pounds. So I can't expect to lose 50 pounds overnight either. So I know some of you guys might want to be, a little bit more fit, right? So just understand, like if you've started, your lifestyle change and you're looking at, changing your habits and changing those things, these habits that you've built up have been months, years, and most of it probably years, right? I love candy. I love cakes, and I love cookies, and I have a big sweet tooth. And I always have to look at it and say, that habit was not created, yesterday. And you're not going to get over it yesterday. So I start to, kind of dial back those things, or I start to replace those cookies with something, maybe not sugar, but maybe, like a sweet fruit, right? So it's still sugar, but it's for me, I feel like it's healthier sugar, and it's going to be better than me grabbing a candy bar, if I grab some strawberries instead, right? So you've got to be able to make these replacements and, really understand that, this progress is going to happen and I'm going to lose weight healthily. I don't even know if that's a word, but, I want to be healthy and make the right choices. So I got to start making right choices. And then as I start to make progress, guess what? I start to lose weight. I start to feel better. I start to get more energy. So guess what? That energy is going to go right back into my podcast and being on here every day, right? I love this. I'm excited to record every day. Or if I record multiple episodes, I love doing it because I know I'm making an impact, not only for you, but this helps me out as well. Right? I get an opportunity to follow my purpose and follow my passion and just enjoy life. So what I tell you is just remember, progress is progress. Whether it's slow progress, fast progress, progress is progress. And we got to remember that. And we got to understand that. And when we understand that, guess what? More progress is going to happen. And then you start enjoying the journey. And guess what? Things just start happening naturally and quicker for you. And maybe it's not even quicker, but in your mind, because you're enjoying it so much and, it's not turning into, I have to do this or I should do this, right? Or I must do this, kind of, listen to some more Dr. Baker, right? Go listen to her podcast, Go Friend Yourself. But that was some things that I had to learn about myself is I'm always telling myself I should do this, I have to do this, I must do this. But I have to, excuse that and not say those things to myself. I'm making progress and understand that, hey, progress is going to come. And sometimes we're going to hit a snag and things don't go as planned. But guess what? We got to enjoy that. That's part of the learning process, right? We always get better. And as long as we're always getting better, that's all that matters. So we got to understand that. Stop being so hard on yourself and just enjoy the progress. And once you reach a certain, goal, right? If you have a short-term goal and you reach that, it's okay to tell yourself you're doing great. Pat yourself on the back, celebrate that, and then start moving on to another goal. And then just keep going because you're full of greatness. You're full of positivity. You're full of power. You're full of success, right? You're a masterpiece, right? And I tell myself that in the morning, I'm a masterpiece, right? You're a masterpiece, right? You're perfect. You're perfect for you, and you got to understand you're perfect for who you are. And that's what you got to understand. So be okay with making progress, slow progress, whatever that progress looks like. As long as you're making progress, progress is progress. Okay? So let me leave you this quote. Stop beating yourself up. You are a work in progress, which means you get there a little at a time, not all at once. So just know that you are full of progress. You're going to make progress, and you're a work in progress. But you're a masterpiece, and understand that you're going to be the best that you can be each and every day. That's how you find your purpose. That's how you find your passion. That's how you're driven. You're awesome. And know that you're awesome. So check out our website, breathemotivation.com. It is new and improved. So I hope you guys go on there and enjoy that. I got some cool little videos on there. I've got the podcast on there. You guys can contact me there. Also, what else I got on there? So we got the blog going on. So a lot of cool stuff on there. If you guys want to subscribe to our daily newsletter, it's not even a daily newsletter, but something, we're working on that progress. So that's not there yet, but that'll come soon. So you guys can reach out to us and, do all that good stuff. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys want to reach out to me on social media, you got all of that on there. And, you can reach out to me, Anthony Hester at breathemotivation.com. So check out breathemotivation.com and enjoy that. So excited to have Kyle Edmondson here tomorrow for Lone Star Hustle. So tune in for the interview. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that and love it and, get a different perspective on entrepreneurship and solopreneurship and all kinds of great stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy these interviews. I know I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys, so we'll continue to do those. And as always, remember to breathe motivation and exhale success. And I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Thanks.